to Early, North Carolina. Apple is coming to Raleigh, North Carolina. As you all know, Raleigh is the capital of North Carolina, but we also have big cities like Charlotte, Winston-Salem also is big too, Greensboro. But for some reason, all the big companies and get what I'm saying, tech buildings and shit is going to Raleigh.
Apple, born and bred in California, is now putting down roots on the East Coast, a billion-dollar engineering hub in North Carolina. It'll be Apple's first corporate campus on this side of the country. The state won the deal in April after trying for more than 2 years. It's one of the biggest corporate expansions announced since the pandemic, which has changed everything in the battle between states for business and jobs. CNBC's Scott Cohn now on Apple's new foothold in the Tar Heel state.
This is a really common sound in North Carolina's Research Triangle region these days. The housing market is booming. Building permits in Raleigh up nearly 67% from a year ago. Already in overdrive before word that Apple is coming to town.
The company will invest more than $1 billion and create at least 3,000 jobs.
When Apple released the news that they were coming here, I think every realtor across the triangle.
But when these places are always talking about jobs, they really mean for the qualified. It ain't just for any John, Tommy, Hank, Jane, or anybody out here that's seeking employment. You get what I'm saying? Whenever they say it's going to bring 3,000 jobs, 200 jobs, or whatever, man, they basically talking about people that's qualified.
Brace themselves for impact.
Realtor Ashley Rummage says ever since, her phone's been blowing up with texts from panicky buyers.
Our office is already getting calls from Apple employees coming into the area.
The pandemic accelerated Apple's plans. The North Carolina campus is part of a $430 billion expansion, up from $350 billion announced in 2019. Sources close to the talks in North Carolina say talent and quality of life sealed the deal.
They have a choice and could have gone any place in the world, but they chose North Carolina.
But the state had to overcome a check.
Facts, that's what I was just saying. Like, they chose Raleigh, North Carolina out of everywhere else.
Passed on inclusiveness. This was the home of HB2, the so-called bathroom bill passed in 2016, targeting transgender people and striking down local anti-discrimination protections. The law sparked protests and boycotts before the last provisions expired last year.
I think we learned our lesson as a state with that legislation.
But North Carolina still lacks statewide protections, one of only 5 states without them, a potential disadvantage in this new world. The same factors that sealed the deal for Apple in North Carolina are the factors we consider in CNBC's America's Top States for Business study. Things like cost of doing business, workforce, and life, health, and inclusion. You'll be able to see where North Carolina stacks up, and your state too, at topstates.cnbc.com. America's Top States for Business coming to CNBC next week.
Okay. Alright, now I understand why.